I and my ex-wife met in church. My aunt introduced me to her, and apparently, my aunt had been telling her all about her single, hard-working nephew, and on our first date, she kept talking about it. On that first date, I ignored something that I should not have. She claimed she was celibate for 2 years, that she hadn't been with anyone since her divorce. She said the reason for her divorce was because she underwent surgery to lose a ton of weight, and her husband refused to put in any effort to do so himself, so she filed for divorce. They had been married for 10 years. They married when she turned 18, and she had the surgery in year 6 of their marriage. She started to find him disgusting because he didn't want to fix his life along with her. The day we met on a Sunday was the date we went on a date that evening, and we got it in. Yes, this celibate woman who claimed she would not get it in until she married again just couldn't resist me, and it made me feel special. I remember thinking I thought she said she wanted to wait. She initiated it. I was willing to wait. I've never been the type of guy who was trying to get a woman in bed on the first night. I like getting to know people I get involved with physically. But anyway, this night was different. When I knew it was about to go there, I stopped and said, "Let me run to the gas station and I'll be right back." I didn't have any protection. Oh, but she did. She reached over to her drawer and pulled one out. We did the deed. I never really quite believed the celibate thing. I've been told that before. Women always lie about their partners and the last time they got it in. Ask any woman you deal with or go on a date with when was the last time she got it in. I guarantee you, you will not hear responses like, "Oh, yesterday, this morning, last week." They just won't. Either it's been months or they've been celibate for a while. Besides that, we had an amazing time together during our dating, taking trips and everything. And I started going to church on Sundays, and I still do today, just not that church. We dated exclusively for 2 years before I asked her to marry me. We married quickly. A decent-sized wedding with family and friends and attendance. She miscarried a year after our marriage. We never had children together. I'm a father today, though, with a woman I'm not married to, but we co-parent very well. Her family did not like me because I'm almost 15 years her senior. We clicked well. She's very mature for her age. I just never want to marry again, but we co-parent our daughter. Anyway, back to ex-wife. One night, we were at her sister's home, all hanging out and having drinks. My ex-wife was tipsy, and she and her sister started trading stories about when they were kids. Pretty funny stories until my ex-wife got to a story about how she cheated on her ex-husband. Not once but twice. So, remember I said she got surgery and lost a ton of weight? Well, actually looking at her before and after pictures, she should thank her surgeon. She looks a million times better. My ex-wife used to be huge. But anyway, she got the surgery and later lost a lot more of the weight. She said she worked out twice a day, and up until I left her, she ate very healthy. She talked about how men started giving her attention, including her ex-husband's brother and cousin. She first slept with his brother. She was telling the story as if I'm not sitting there listening, or she thought I would find it funny. I don't know. But how I recall it is, she and her ex-husband's brother were all at the family reunion. They went off to the side and were talking and being flirty, and the brother told her how he wanted to be with her physically, that his brother did not have to know. They set it up. The brother was coming over to sleep with her while her husband was away at work. It didn't stop there. She later told the story of how the cousin approached her, and she was just laughing about this. The cousin probably heard it from the brother. She started sleeping with the cousin at her ex-husband's home and at the cousin's home. It was ridiculous, and she was just laughing about it. I'm telling you guys, if you want to get the truth out of a woman, give her some drinks and she'll tell you everything. We should have gone drinking on our first date night. She probably would have brought all of this up. But I admit, I ignored some stupid stuff like the whole celibate thing and us sleeping together the first night. Those are just signs of her not being the one. Maybe just a crush buddy, nothing more. I was completely disgusted. We didn't go home that night because we both were drinking. We stayed the night with her sister. The next morning, I was still thinking about everything. We all went out and had breakfast, but once we headed back home, I was just quiet the whole time. I was quiet during breakfast and blamed it on a hangover. While we were driving home, she asked what was wrong with me and if I was okay. But I asked her if she really meant what she said the previous night out sleeping with her ex-husband's brother and cousin. She laughed and said yes, she did. I asked if that was the real reason they both got divorced, and she said no. She said he never knew and he never found out about it. She claimed their marriage was over by then, and she was fed up with him, and that she didn't want anything to do with him because she wanted to divorce him. I said, "So you slept with his brother and cousin? Is that the solution to your issues? Don't go cheat on him, let alone with his family members. Are you freaking kidding me?" This turned into an argument, and she was telling me no one could judge her, that I can't just judge her, and who do I think I am? I said, "That's disgusting. You're disgusting. Why would you do this? So if you're fed up with me, and you want a divorce from me, or you're upset with me, you're just not going to let me know? You're just going to sleep with someone else?" She told me to screw off. When we got home, she got out and went into the house. I was just sitting in the car thinking about what a terrible person she was. At that time, I just didn't see her the same way anymore. After a while, I got inside, went up to her, and told her I wanted a divorce. She said, "Are you freaking kidding me? A divorce for something I did while I was with my ex-husband? You're being stupid right now." I said, "No, I'm not. You went behind your ex-husband's back and slept with his family. You have no idea how disgusting that is." She said I just needed to calm down, and maybe I should get in the bed and get some rest, that we drank a lot the previous night and I need to lie down. She then said she would never do anything like that to me. I went upstairs and I laid down, but I couldn't get it out of my head. I just couldn't. It's not like something was happening prior to this. As far as our marriage, she never showed any signs of cheating. We never really argued that much. Yeah, we had some disagreements, but nothing too serious. This is just the vilest thing I'd ever heard. I just couldn't do it. I went back downstairs and I told her we were getting a divorce, that I just didn't look at her the same. She started crying, bawling her eyes out saying, "You can't be serious. So I can't tell you anything. Do I have to keep everything a secret from you?" I just walked away, got upstairs, and started searching on my phone for lawyers in the area. We didn't talk the rest of the day, which was on a Saturday. We didn't go to church the next day, and I eventually made some calls that following Monday. I had found a lawyer, got everything going. I got home that day. She didn't believe I was going through with this because she tried to pretend as if nothing happened, as if we did not have a disagreement, as if I did not tell her I was divorcing her. She was acting normal. She went, "Hey, honey, what are you up to today? You didn't have to go to work today." I told her no. I went to see a lawyer and we were getting a divorce, and that she needs to get herself a lawyer too. Her face crinkled up and she started bawling again, crying. I said, "Look, I'm sorry. I just can't. You don't even feel bad for what you did. You act like you were so hot that your husband's family all wanted you, and you were turned on by it, and you're still proud of it today. If I was going through something, whether it's mental health issues or I'm struggling with my weight, you're not going to be by my side helping me to get better. You just looked at your ex-husband and said, 'Oh, but he's a man. He should be able to do it himself.' You're his wife. If you see him lacking in something, try to help. He put a roof over your head, he paid your bills, and he was able to do things for you. But there was one thing he was lacking in, and it was a struggle with his weight. You mean to tell me you're not going to go out of your way and help your husband?" She just stood there crying and saying she was sorry. But I can't divorce her over something like this, and this was stupid. I told her to watch me do it. It took us 1.5 years to get divorced. We had no assets, no children, nothing but the simple fact that she made it so difficult to divorce. It was ridiculous. She thought it was so dumb of me to divorce her over this, claiming I never loved her. She even threatened to off herself. It was a roller coaster ride that I'm not going to put here. But during our divorce process, I did reach out to her ex-husband via Facebook. I explained to him who I was. He knew who I was. He had seen us on Facebook and everything. I wasn't friends with him, but some of her family members were still friends with him. I invited him out to lunch one day when he was available. We ended up hanging out on a Saturday and had lunch. Prior to his meeting, I told him how I was divorcing his ex-wife, and I just wanted to talk to him about some things, and he was glad to talk to me. I eventually was asking him about the reason for their divorce, He told me it was because she started cheating. First, he discovered her reaching out to her ex-boyfriend in a very inappropriate way, saying that she wished they would have had something more, and she felt like she had married the wrong guy. When he confronted her, she said that she is insecure and she just wants to change her life. A year after her surgery, he caught her cheating in the car at her job with her coworker. He said when she lost the weight, she became a completely different person. He actually was working out and was scheduled to have the same surgery, but he had to lose a certain amount of weight first to do so. Apparently, she wasn't willing to wait, claiming she had improved her life and he was just moving too slow for her. When he caught her cheating, she beat him to the punch and filed for divorce and claimed that he was the reason for her cheating because he was a fat slob and she wanted a better man, and she felt like she could do better. This guy seems to do very well for himself financially, but I guess that didn't matter. You can have all the money in the world. If she feels like she could get a Brad Pitt or Dwayne "Rock" Johnson, she's going to cheat until she finds that guy. Poor guy. He was still a big guy, but apparently he had lost a lot of weight, probably stressed the heck out. During that meeting, he did tell me that she reached out to him. She apologized to him for everything that happened in their marriage and regrets ever screwing up their situation. Those were her words. He said, "I see you still have not changed your ways. You're reaching out to me, your ex-husband, and you're currently married. Does your husband know that you're saying all of this to me? Did you all have an argument or something? Please leave me alone and enjoy your life because I'm quite sure I'm enjoying mine." He said she replied, "I'm getting a divorce and sorry I reached out." I couldn't believe it. I'm surprised she didn't try to crawl back to me after he told me what he had said to her. I then proceeded to tell him about what my ex-wife said she did with his cousin and brother. I told him the reason I'm divorcing her is because she was bragging about cheating on him with his family members, brother and cousin. He was asking me which brother and which cousin. I had no idea, but apparently, he has 4 brothers and a bunch of cousins. Heck, she probably did all of them. I don't know. So this poor guy now knows this, and he has no idea which brother or which cousin slept with his ex-wife. I'm not going to lie. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for even telling him because I couldn't even pinpoint who did it, which brother or which cousin. Though he probably doesn't trust any of them, I don't know if he ever confronted anyone in his family or confronted his family. But man, that's tough. But my ex-wife and I eventually divorced. She was freaking upset. Still couldn't believe I would divorce her over something like this. She told everyone in the church I divorced her for something she did as a teenager, that I judged her for her past, and everyone of course sided with her, saying I had no right to judge her for your past, asking who do I think I am, and that she'll find someone better. It was ridiculous. I got out of there. Quickly actually, before we even technically divorced. I attend a different church today. Thinking back, I know I should have written her off as just an F-buddy or someone just to hang out with here and there when she told me she was celibate, but we had sex that same night. She had condoms ready to go. She was a liar. This woman was a complete freaking liar. Disgusting. Sleeping with her ex-husband's brother and cousin, and now I know she was sleeping with a coworker too. Just nasty. Guys, be careful out there. It's just not worth it. I will never marry again. That was my first marriage and my last. That's it. I love my kid and I co-parent very well with her mother. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'll see you again. Take care.